The Almanack of Naval Ravikant by Jorgenson. Discover how to attain both material and spiritual prosperity. There is an age-old saying that suggests wisdom and practicality do not go hand in hand. A classic Greek joke tells the story of a philosopher who falls into a well while admiring the stars in the sky. Although this stereotype may not always hold true, it does describe a situation we have all witnessed from time to time. Naval serves as a prime example that defies this notion. His accomplishments as an entrepreneur and investor demonstrate his comprehension of the practical aspects of earning money. Simultaneously, he is a philosopher devoted to uncovering the keys to living a fulfilling life. If you are uncertain about a decision or a choice, the answer is likely no. Our world is home to 7+ billion people. The internet has made it even simpler to connect with anyone, anywhere. This offers numerous potential partners, friends, and business associates. Work has transformed in the digital age. Nowadays, thousands of jobs are accessible to almost anyone with internet access. In essence, modern society presents many options, leading to countless answers to questions like who should you marry, where should you live, and which career path should you follow. So, how can you make the right decisions? It is helpful to apply appropriate principles when making significant choices. The main idea is this: if you are uncertain about a decision, the answer is probably no. The human brain struggles to handle environments filled with many options, which can be attributed to evolution. Our ancestors lived in small tribes and faced scarcity regularly. Choosing a partner was not about romance or shared values, but rather availability. Work was a matter of survival, requiring enough food to sustain you, your partner, and your children. This evolutionary history complicates decision-making in today's world. Major choices can have long-lasting effects. Beginning a relationship might commit you for 5 years or more. Deciding to relocate to accept a job can change your entire career trajectory. Wrong decisions can result in much wasted time. Such choices have long-term consequences, so it is crucial to make them correctly. That is why it is beneficial to use a simple heuristic, a rule of thumb for problem solving. This heuristic states that if you are unsure, the answer is no. While you cannot predict the future, and certainty is impossible when it comes to decisions like marriage or purchasing a home, it is important to trust your doubt. If you find yourself weighing pros and cons on a spreadsheet or creating complex checks and balances, you have already answered, and that answer is no. This rule is simple yet highly effective. Most importantly, it can save you from years of difficulties and regrets. A strong reputation is a priceless asset. Imagine investing $10,000 at a 10% interest rate. Simple interest is straightforward. As long as your $10,000 remains invested, you will earn $1,000 per year. Compound interest, on the other hand, that's a little more complicated. This involves reinvesting the earned interest at the same rate as the initial capital. 10% of $10,000 is $1,000, and 10% of $1,000 is $100. Thus, after 2 years, you will have earned $12,100 instead of $12,000 with the simple interest. Compound interest grows exponentially, generating money faster over time. Over 3 decades, $10,000 at a 10% simple interest rate yields $40,000, whereas compound interest would make you $174,494. That's a big difference. Compounding focuses on the long-term perspective, a principle that can also be applied to relationships. The idea is this: a strong reputation is an invaluable asset. Capital is not the only thing that can compound. Think about some of the most influential individuals in the business world, like CEOs of major corporations or investors managing billions of dollars for their clients. How did they achieve these positions? They are undoubtedly talented and hardworking, but many equally skilled and dedicated people never hold such roles. The real reason is trust. They are trusted because the relationships they have built and the efforts they have put in year after year compound over time. They have consistently demonstrated their integrity throughout their career. A reputation is the compound interest earned from a long-term investment in defining your values. Consider how this works personally. If you establish a solid working relationship with someone over 5 or 10 years, trust develops. This simplifies life, as negotiations in the business world become more manageable. Mutual trust ensures that things will work out. To achieve significant returns on your reputation, carefully consider how you cultivate it. Keep in mind that you will be investing your time, money, and other resources heavily over the decades. So it is crucial to quickly move on when you realize your investments are not going anywhere. For instance, if you are studying something and realize you'll never use the information, it is better to just drop the class. It's a waste of time and energy. More importantly, that wasted time means you are missing out on opportunities to find something truly valuable in the long term. If you secretly dislike wealth, it will evade you. Money is not just about capital, markets, and investments. It also involves psychology. Consider envy. When you compare yourself to others and envy their achievements, you become trapped in a relative mindset. This leads to unhappiness and hinders wealth creation. To make money, you must work with people more successful than you. As humans, we naturally sense others' true feelings towards us. Resentment or envy is evident and hampers building the relationships we need for financial success. Thus, if you secretly disdain wealth, it will avoid you. We all participate in two social games. The first game is money. While money cannot buy happiness or erase all issues, it does solve financial problems, making it worthwhile to engage in this game. Simultaneously, many people feel they cannot make money. Instead of addressing this mental barrier, they criticize wealth creation, claiming that money is evil and should not be pursued. This attitude is a common tactic in the second type of game, the status game. Rejecting money as unnecessary or undesirable allows people to assert higher status in others' eyes. The status game, as ancient as humanity itself, revolves around the relative mindset. Its goal is to compare people and establish hierarchies, determining who is first, second, and so on. This creates a zero-sum situation. For someone to win, another person must lose. To rise in rank, someone else must fall. The status game has its purposes, such as in politics. Without it, we could not identify who holds power. However, it is essentially a necessary evil. That is why it is crucial to minimize its influence in your personal life. Overindulging in the status game results in becoming angry, confrontational, resentful, and focused on belittling others. In contrast, the money game is different. It is a positive-sum game. You can succeed without causing another's failure or attain wealth without dooming someone else to poverty. Successful business relationships rely on this understanding, uniting individuals who realize that the money game is genuinely win-win. Money can provide freedom, but not if you love it for its own sake. There are many things money cannot buy. For example, it will not bring you happiness, solve health issues, or help you find true love. It does not grant inner peace or physical fitness. However, money can offer certain types of freedoms. It addresses numerous external problems and removes barriers that prevent you from pursuing your true desires. Consider the Buddha, born a prince. Wealth came first, allowing him the freedom to venture into the woods and meditate on life's nature. In essence, money is a means to an end. Its real value lies elsewhere. When you forget this, it can become a source of confinement. The main point is this: money can provide freedom unless you love it for its own sake. Money is not inherently evil. It is neutral and can be used for good or bad, depending upon your objectives. For some, the ultimate goal is simply to accumulate more money. They desire money for its own sake. In extreme cases, this turns into an obsession. This mindset is harmful, not in a moral sense, but in a practical sense, affecting health and well-being negatively, much like an addiction. When you love money, it is never enough, a never-ending void which cannot be filled. Desire is not logical, and it does not cease when you reach a specific amount. In this state, money consumes your thoughts, shaping every decision. You are unhappy with your earnings and fearful of losing what you have accumulated. This cycle of discontent and anxiety is the consequence of loving money, and it arrives with the money itself. This approach to the money game is unproductive. Remember, you are not playing for the sake of it. You aim to solve material issues. To maintain this focus, avoid upgrading your lifestyle as you earn more money. By keeping your expenses modest, your money contributes to financial freedom. Constantly upgrading, on the other hand, creates new problems that can only be resolved by perpetually running on the money-income treadmill. Happiness is the choice to stay in the present moment. What is happiness? One perspective on this timeless question comes from Asian religious traditions like Taoism and Buddhism, which suggest that both happiness and unhappiness are human judgments. Reality, the world beyond our minds, is neutral. From the Big Bang until now, nature has followed a continuous chain of unbreakable laws of cause and effect. From a tree's point of view, there is no such thing as right or wrong, good or bad. Life simply is. A fleeting experience of sensation like light, temperature, sound, surrounded by infinite non-existence. If judgment exists only in the human mind, Taoists and Buddhists believe happiness is just one possible way of reacting to a neutral world. In other words, we can choose to be happy, and we can only be happy by choice. The main point is this: happiness is a choice that only exists within our own minds. So remain in the present moment. We often associate happiness with positive thoughts and actions. Taoists and Buddhists see it differently. Consider the Tao Te Ching. This philosophical and religious text has deeply influenced Taoist and Buddhist traditions. It proposes that every positive thought or judgment contains the seed of a corresponding negative thought. To say, for example, you are happy means that you were, at some point, unhappy. To judge that one person is attractive, you imply another person is unattractive. Similarly, a negative judgment about bad weather today implies the possibility of sunshine tomorrow. In these traditions, happiness is understood as the absence of such judgments, which is linked to the absence of desire. The fewer desires you have, the greater your ability to accept the way things are right now. This brings inner peace. Your mind neither retreats into the past nor advances into the future. It is content to reside in the present moment. The more you live in the present, the happier you will be. Even a positive judgment like, "Oh, I'm happy," can disrupt this tranquility. Suddenly, you are thinking about the future and preserving your happiness. That introduces desire, the desire to make the temporary permanent. Now your mind is in motion again. You have left the moment. Choosing to stay in the moment, to stay present, is a choice to be happy. You do not need to be a monk to live this way. Just think of young children. Overall, they are quite happy. Why? Simple. They are absorbed in the moment. They are not preoccupied with their thoughts about the bills or tomorrow or next year. That is a lesson we should remember as adults. A peaceful mind is a joyful mind. What does happiness look like? Blaise Pascal, the 17th century French philosopher, believed that it is sitting quietly in a room alone. He thought that our problems arise because we find it difficult to do just that. Buddhists share a similar perspective. They believe that sitting still for 30 minutes is happiness. The challenge in achieving this comes from being distracted by our desires. We often think happiness is out there in the external world. It will come when we get a new car, or earn more money, or find our soulmate. However, these desires are just agreements we have made with our own mind, with ourselves, to be unhappy until we get what we say we want. We are choosing unhappiness in the present moment. Why do we accept such ridiculous conditions? Blame it on the monkey mind. The key point is here. A quiet mind is a happy mind. The Buddha compared thoughts to branches, and the conscious mind to a monkey swinging from one branch to another. This monkey cannot stay still. It wonders if my spouse wants a divorce, or why am I eating this candy bar when I said I wanted to lose weight? It questions whether I'm saving enough money for retirement. It questions, am I upset at my colleague right now? It thinks I'd be much happier with, say, a little bit more money, a raise, and considers applying for new jobs. Throughout the day, the monkey mind jumps between tens of thousands of thoughts, all branches. Some are judgments, while others are memories or fantasies about a future where all our desires are fulfilled. This mental activity has its benefits, such as making long-term plans and problem solving. However, it is not conducive to happiness. When the monkey is speeding through the tops of the trees, we cannot concentrate on the here and now, the present moment. We become lost in the noise, feeling preoccupied, stressed, exhausted, above all, unhappy. The solution is to train the monkey. In essence, this is what meditation is all about. Quieting the chatter that keeps us from being present. Meditation takes various forms. You can sit quietly by yourself in a room, or learn the practices of monks. You can also try hiking, which can be a walking meditation. Keeping a journal is a form of writing meditation, while prayer can be gratitude meditation. Even showering can be an unintentional form of meditation. As long as it helps you reduce your monkey mind's chatter, you are moving towards happiness. Earning money and achieving happiness are skills, both fundamentally about making wise choices. Whether dealing with time or money, it is essential to avoid poor investments. Trust your instincts. If you are uncertain, opt for no. Keep in mind that valuable investments compound, providing exceptional returns, which applies to both capital and reputation. Happiness, on the other hand, involves choosing to be present and reducing your monkey mind's noise. The most effective method for this is meditation. Embrace short-term discomfort. When facing a dilemma with two seemingly relatively equal solutions, select the one causing short-term discomfort. Why? Typically, one path to resolving a problem results in more short-term pain, while the other leads to more long-term pain, but less short-term pain. Intellectually, you likely prefer the former, short-term pain, but long-term satisfaction. But our monkey brains tend to prioritize immediate happiness. Embracing discomfort counteracts this subconscious inclination, paving the way for long-term, lasting happiness. Consider exercising as an example. It may feel like a painful task in the present, but the long-term returns on health, energy, and happiness are immense. When two options feel equal, choose the harder one. This concludes the Almanack of Naval Ravikant.